So hi guys, today we have with us cabaret star.
Cabaret artist.
I'm sorry.
Cabaret artist.
I'm so sorry. I should have said that for Richa, but okay.
No, I'm cool. I'm a cabaret artist. I can do some like.
We have with us Gulshan Devaiah.
Yeah.
I read about a few stuff like what your character is in the film, and I see that it's an investigative journalist.
Not a cabaret artist?
No.
I thought I played a cabaret artist.
No, I take that back. And you should too, please.
Yeah, okay.
So, tell us a little more about this character. Like, what was it like playing this depressed, alcoholic journalist?
It was tough to begin with because I really didn't know where to start, and usually that's the case with me. Like whenever I start a new film, I mean, you start with like a blank page, and I'm not much of a drinker, so I really don't know how an alcoholic is. So I had to sort of spend some time with some people who've been through that. And the director has sort of based my character on his own life. So I spent a lot of time discussing with him all the personal details he shared with me. He trusted me enough to share with me his battles with his alcoholism and all that. So that gave me a fair idea because he was directing me and he was sharing his intimate things about his life with me. So that helped me. So I play an investigative journalist called Gaurav Grewal, who at some point of time was the big shit. I mean, like really promising up and coming young journalist, onto big things and looks like he has a bright future. Then something happens in his life and then everything goes down the drain. He takes to alcohol and he's slowly but steadily drinking himself to death. And he has no interest in anything. So by chance, he happens to sort of meet Richa's character. She plays this dancer called Rosa, who has a show called Cabaret, and she's a very famous, internationally famous dancer. And they fall in love because two damaged people find each other. Yeah. So sort of at first sight, he recognizes, because everybody sees this beautiful dancer, but he sees more than that, and he sees that she has suffered and she's as damaged as he is, or perhaps more. So they develop a relationship and then slowly figure out that there are things in her life that are quite strange and mysterious. And then suddenly the investigative journalism bit kicks in again and he becomes a detective. And then Sherlock Holmes solves the case, or maybe he tries to solve the case. So then the thriller aspect of the movie kicks in. So then we try and figure out what's really wrong with her life.
Okay, so I've noticed this, that a lot of times actors they really get into this to get into the skin of the character. They do a lot of these different activities. Like you yourself, you start like you drank a lot more than usual. Just so, you understand what the pain is and everything. So I'd like to know that while you do these things, and there's a stretch of time within which you develop that particular character in you. Does that by any chance affect your do you create an alter ego as such in your head, because obviously you've been pulling that character off for a long time, it fits for the role.
Yes, let me see how I can simplistically answer this question, because it's quite a complex question. Firstly, there is a misconception about method acting. Like if you're playing a drunk person does not mean that an actor is drunk all the time. You create the illusion of being drunk. So say if I did an activity where I spent an entire day with the director talking about his life and drinking, it was just for me to remember those moments and how I feel when alcohol goes and how you feel, how your body behaves and all that. You may have this experience from before, but then we wanted to do it together. It was also a bonding session for the two of us. So that was part of my developmental work, as in the research work. But I didn't have to drink on set when I'm recreating the whole drunken, depressed sort of a thing. So, which is where I think a lot of people misunderstand that, this is and I really, there are many good actors and everybody have their own technique, but if I come to know that there was an actor who did this, who got stoned because he was playing in that particular scene because he was doing it, I would have a little less respect for that actor than somebody who created that illusion of getting stoned without actually being stoned. that's the craft. So for me, I try to do that. I mean, I really try to. Sometimes you achieve that, sometimes you're not. I mean, it really depends. So an actor's true genius is in being able to create that illusion without you knowing how they did that. Yeah. So that was what we were trying to do. Yes, sometimes it sort of becomes like an alter ego, and when you finish shooting and you come home, you bring that guy you're playing, or that woman, whoever you're playing. That comes there, but you have to be sane enough to sort of draw the line and say, this is my life, and this is what I'm playing, this is my job, and this is what I'm doing, and it's really enjoyable, and we love doing that. But sometimes they do cross paths, but you have to be, because we're not trying to be like insane, because you can't lose your sanity doing something.
So how difficult is it to get out of the character once you're out of the set?
Once you get used to it, then it's not very difficult. Initially, sometimes you tend to stay in character for a longer period of time, and there are some actors who don't break character at all until they've done the films. If it's necessary, it was not necessary for me to do this with Cabaret. Okay. Like when I was on set, I would stay in character, and at a lot of times when we're shooting difficult scenes where I'm supposed to be depressed and alcoholic, I wouldn't speak to people. I would just be by myself and just have minimum conversations with people. Okay. And listen to some kind of music that will help you stay in that frame of mind or something. It's almost impossible to avoid contact with people, but you try your best to do that. Okay. But there are some actors who completely isolate them also. It's whatever you do, you have to do. But you try so that the audience are not able to see your work, because it has to be a seamless flowing performance where you don't know what this actor did. So that's the magic. I mean, when I want to see actors when I'm like, oh man, how the hell did he do that, or she did that, it's amazing. Yes, if I can't tell their craft, if I can't pick their craft, then that's more exciting for me.
Okay. So I saw the teasers and all, and I noticed that there are a lot of steamy scenes in the
There are a few. I wouldn't say a lot, but there are a few.
Yeah, so about that, how was it like while you were with Richa?
Yeah.
So what was the comfort level? Both of you, as actors, just going with the flow, and was there any awkwardness or anything?
There was a little. There's always a little to start with, because it's something, doing a dramatic scene and articulating dialogues with each other is different from being intimate with each other, and that. Sometimes you do feel a little uncomfortable with that, and you overcome that, and it very soon after you do a couple of takes, you really overcome, and you do realize it's your job to do that, and it's a requirement of the scene and the script that you do something like that. Okay. And it's also how comfortable you make each other feel and how you take care of each other. I think I've had not that she's done stuff like this before also, but I think I have a tad bit more experience than her doing intimate scenes with people at this level, because not just kissing is a little done a lot more. So I think what I've realized that your other actor you're working with has to trust you. Yeah, and if you're able to create that atmosphere, then it becomes easy. And it's also the other way around also. The actress or the actor you're working with, you have to feel comfortable and take care of each other. Yeah. If you do that, then it becomes really easy. Then they'll commit to it, and then that illusion will not be shattered. It will seem real.
So, what are the 5 things that you need to be very that you have to have in check when you're shooting an intimate scene?
5 things.
I mean, if there are.
I don't know if there are 5 things. There are lots of things. I think everybody has their different approach.
So what's yours?
Nothing. I mean, first thing is that I have to make my co-actor or actress, depending on what I'm doing. They have to feel comfortable. They have to trust me. So I have to win their trust. So I do whatever it takes to win their trust. And with Richa, I've known her before, and we've worked together before. And before doing these things, we've also worked on scenes. So you build a certain relationship with the actor. Okay. So it becomes easy. But when you're meeting somebody for the first time, then you have to take your time, make them feel comfortable. And if they are doing this for the first time, then you have to really make them feel comfortable. And it shouldn't look like you're taking, advantage of them, Okay. And I think some Hollywood actor, I think it was Denzel Washington, but I'm not really sure, but somebody told me this. He was doing an intimate scene with an actor, and he went to this actress and said, I'm sorry if I get a hard on. So, I'm really sorry. And he says, I'm even sorrier if I don't.
Wow, that was honest.
Yeah, no, almost done. No, I think he said, don't mind if I get a hard on, but please don't mind if I don't.
Don't.
Yeah.
So how was your experience working with Richa?
Fantastic, yeah. She's a fabulous actress, and I've always admired her work and her courage for the kind of films and the roles that she's doing.
Okay.
And I think she's doing something really different in a way that people haven't seen her. I wouldn't say couldn't imagine. I'm sure a few people have imagined her in this glamorous avatar. It's a new thing for her, and I would say hashtag Richa like never before. So yeah, do that on Twitter. Hashtag Richa like never before. So. So it's really easy to work with good actors, and Richa is one of the good actors that we have working currently.
Yeah.
So it becomes so easy because there is no wall to break, and it's a give and take relationship, and doing scenes with her, doing a dramatic scene or a romantic scene becomes really easy. And she's worked really hard. And she's with her dancers, but again, you can't see all the hard work because she's so effortless when she's in front of the camera doing all the dances and all. She's done a fantastic job. I'm really happy. I'm really proud of what she's done.
Okay.